good morning, and thank you guys for watching Your Come Up. On Your Come Up, we talk about topics to help you come up: business, finance, personal, spiritual, and physical. Today's topic, we're going to have a conversation with Heidi Liou about strange career paths, and you shouldn't be afraid of them. So if this is your first time here, thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to drop us a like, hit the subscribe button and the bell notification so you don't miss your come up. Good afternoon, Heidi. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. It's a lovely Wednesday.
It is. You're all suited. You're still kind of working-ish,
Gotta be dressed.
Got to be dressed to impress, and the weather is fantastic outdoors. So Heidi, in 60 seconds or less, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Wow, that that's just the thing on my feet. Studied fashion retail in college. My first job out of college was exactly that. Worked at Macy's in product development. Took a turn, had the opportunity to switch to digital marketing, and then decided I wanted to get into the tech industry, which made me land at Supermove in the tech/moving industry. And it's been a wild ride since. Joined in the middle of the pandemic, so I've been fully remote, but it's been great learning all about the moving industry.
Oh, what a change from fashion to the moving industry. Like, who goes to school for that, right?
No one seeks it out. They're either born into it or they fall into it by accident.
Exactly.
Is what I hear.
No,
and I guess for me, it's true. I fell into it by accident because I was looking to get into tech.
So true. So true. So what's your definition of a strange career in your opinion?
Strange career is just something that it's unexpected. When you look at the resume, the points don't match. You don't see how they got these different opportunities. But the back end is, connections are so important, and that's how a lot of people are getting jobs nowadays. So strange careers is just not having those points kind of look seamless and match up.
Oh, I agree 100%. Like, I went to school for marketing, even though I changed majors a couple times. First it was psychology. After a couple courses, psychology is not for me. Then I changed it to computer science because I want to be a video game programmer. Nope, that's not for me. And then kind of went on hiatus, figured business marketing, but ended up being a general manager for a moving and storage company. That is not marketing related at all, but hey, it's just, you hit the nail in the coffin. It's just what's supposed to connect doesn't necessarily connect, but it connects, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but I think it happens because we are not afraid to jump into different jobs, different careers,
right?
But also because we're interested in a lot of things. And I think maybe everyone's curious, but do they have the courage in them to make that jump, or are they curious enough to make that jump?
Right. We're speaking of making that jump or curious, or since we're on the topic of strange careers, do strange careers find you, or do you find strange careers?
I think I find strange careers. And I say that because I am known to be curious about everything. I'm like easily, if there's something new, I get excited about it and I do the research and kind of jump right in. But at the same time, I know about myself that I can also lose interest quickly. If I am looking to make a switch into a new career, I will make sure I'm doing all the right research, talking to the right people, doing enough to know, okay, is this something that I can commit to for a little bit? Without that research phase,
right,
I would not be staying anywhere for longer than a month.
Yeah, you got to be somewhat curious, and I got to be happy being here.
A lot of the times when I'm making these changes, I'm thinking about, will this path open up doors for me? Am I excited to just fully immerse myself in it? Am I ready to run and learn all about the industry?
There you go. You mind sharing a little bit of your strange career journey, or let's stop calling it strange. It sounds strange.
My career path.
But you're like, your career path is strange, not mine. But no, do you mind sharing a little bit of your career journey?
Yeah.
And where the trigger points that made you decide to go, you know what? I'm pulling the trigger. Let's go. Let's do this.
working at Macy's right after college. Really enjoyed a lot of aspects, but every job I I'm always learning more about myself. So although there were a lot of pros to the job and to the industry, I actually learned that I don't like working with women as much. They're more emotional. They're, I don't know, just more finicky to work with. But I had nothing to compare to because this was my first job out of college. And, to me, I was just getting used to corporate America, understanding the product development side of the retail industry.
Right.
And I was at my job for a couple years until I was just kind of ready. It's just like an internal feeling, ready to experience something new. I had a friend from college reach out to me. She didn't even know I was looking for opportunities and told me about a role at her company. I applied. I got more interested through the interview process, which I think is fascinating. Most of the times they want very interested candidates to apply, but I applied just because she told me about it, and then made the switch to a digital marketing role at JP Morgan. And I somehow landed on an all-female team, even though I was trying to get away from that. I was like, hey, this is a step in the right direction of being able to experience something new, something that I've always been interested in, which is marketing. It was a great experience. But, I look back and I was like, that I should have looked for a male-dominated, field.
Was it like a lot of strange personalities in there? Strange female personalities, so to speak?
I don't want to say like strange female personalities, but there's a different culture for every team that you are a part of. A lot of it is led by the leadership, and it wasn't to say that it was the team. I actually really enjoyed working with my team, but after a while, learning what digital marketing meant, what that role is at a very large company. It's very siloed. There's a lot of red tape. I think I kind of was getting more tired of corporate America things, like corporate America, intricacies, just like things that come with being a part of a very large company. Was missing the creative aspect. So once again, a feeling inside to just explore something totally different. And that this is when I became very intentional. And I was about to skip this part entirely. I decided to jump into my art business full time.
Okay.
So left my digital marketing. I focus on art full time, which I do handling and calligraphy for weddings or art pieces for friends and family. And that was great, but also learned that it's a lonely world to be in when it's just you, and using art to pay the bills puts pressure on myself. So that was a pretty interesting, year where I focused solely on my art. And after that, wanted to be back on a team. So that was how I started looking to get into the tech industry. My job search was intense, looked at only tech companies, and found Supermove just from, an online ad, and so glad I applied because it's been so much fun being a part of the moving industry unexpectedly.
There's a lot of moving pieces in the moving industry. No pun
A lot of moving pieces. So many puns in the moving industry. That's one thing that I'll never get over.
Macy's, fashion, JP Morgan, digital, calligraphy, which you're still doing calligraphy when the opportunity calls for it, I imagine.
Yeah, I like that it's a hobby now. I don't have to put pressure on myself to say yes to a project. I can just say I don't have to do this, and take projects I want to do. I actually just made a wedding invitation for a friend, and that was a lot of fun, and she gave me full creative freedom. So yeah,
those are fun. Those are always fun. Here's a random question. What's the strangest career path you ever heard of? You want me to go first, or you want to go first?
You go first.
Well, I've heard of professional mattress testers, where they get paid just to sleep on different mattresses and review it. I've heard of a professional snake milker. Or here's a cool one. Getting paid to watch Netflix movies.
Do they have the right reviews? Because that's like where the bulk of the work comes in.
It's the true. Like the fun part is watching it. It's the retaining it right. There's also a dog food taster. I will link in description, and also timestamps are in description too, where the link I found where it's just weird, odd career paths.
I want to know that you've met people who are doing these careers. Like they sound crazy, but then I'm like, okay, is that just like one person who decided to do it and then somehow got his friend to pay him? I don't know, but I would say I don't think this is too crazy, but something that people don't think about is wow, why can I not talk? There are professional matchmakers, and in COVID, pretty much all they do is have Zoom meetings to get to know the person, and then they connect,
like a Zoom date.
Yeah, and then they connect the person to the Zoom. So it's all virtual. Like this role, I mean, at least in COVID times, utilizing a lot of Zoom meetings to connect people. So anyways, professional matchmaking is, I think, a pretty big career. I think there's a lot of people that are into that, especially, there's the rise of online dating, but then the matchmaking services, like there's a market for that where people are willing to pay thousands of dollars to get matched to the right person.
There are just over the freeway, another exit down the freeway over here. There's a place called It's Just Lunch.
Yes, I've heard of It's Just Lunch. I've seen ads on the airplane.
Only reason why I've heard of it is at my former employer, I would say 8 years ago maybe, they called us. I was a sales consultant, meaning I was pricing out moves. You show me what you're moving, where you're moving to, I'll tell you what the cost is going to be. So they called us. I went over there, and it's just all women, different personalities, a lot of estrogen. My testosterone level felt suppressed when I got in that office. so yeah, that's the only reason why I knew about it. And it is a fancy office, like nice desks.
Wow.
I'm like, oh, y'all are fancy. It smells like honeysuckle up in here, but but yeah, it is. That's the only reason why I knew about it. But they deal with professionals that don't have time to mingle. So they deal with like the martini crowd, where I'm just a beer whiskey kind of guy. So.
The martini crowd. I've never heard that.
So that's the only reason why I knew about it or heard about it. But seeing we're on the subject of professional dating, I would love to get like a professional dating coach on here. If you guys are watching, cool. If any of you guys are watching, send me a DM or email or whatnot.
That would be interesting to kind of prick their brain, what they think about, the craziest connections they've made. I don't know.
I would love to ask something like, what are bogus expectations men set on the first date, and what are bogus expectations women set on the first date? I would love to add something like that, because men have their expectations and so do women. Women are trying to nitpick, I don't know, carve out Mr. Perfect, and dudes are like overthinking, like, should I wear this shirt? I don't know, bro. I'm just gonna throw it out. I think it'll be interesting, but I haven't had that chance yet. Last question. Any last or final words you want to relay?
Maybe I'm the only one that thinks about this, but for millennials, there's this, thought that millennials can't stick to a job and that they're entitled to things. Mm-hmm. But I like to flip the script and say, I go hard or I go home. When I go
hard, I don't go home. Well,
I get passionate and jump into things, and that's where I come alive and the best ideas come out. And when I'm not feeling all in, it's just something that I know that it's like time for change. And maybe it's just really listening to my internal compass, but also logically knowing like, okay, I shouldn't just leave at the first moment I think that this isn't for me. But as cheesy as it is, like always listen to your gut of whether or not a team is a good fit. Definitely give yourself time to fill it out. But if something's calling your attention, don't be afraid to look more into it, because I think there's plenty of people out there who dismiss that internal voice telling them to get curious about other things.
As a fellow millennial, in 2008, when I had Facebook or open Facebook, who would have ever thought that people would get paid as social media managers after businesses saw it as, okay, not only do we need a website, we need to be on social media, because after we Google something, we want to check their Instagram or Facebook
Yep.
page or LinkedIn.
You want to see the personality of the person.
Exactly. Or in your case, when you apply that Supermove, well, I don't know if Supermove is watching, but how much you want to bet they checked out your LinkedIn profile?
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I reached out directly to everyone on the team when I applied and to say, hey, like, check me out. Like, hello.
Make sure there's no Coachella Fest pictures on her LinkedIn page or something.
Employers are looking at all social media pages, but it's your time to shine too.
With strange careers or just careers, I mean, millennials, we do get this bad rap that we're unattentive, but I think there's so much info and a lot going on that we just pick up new things. Like, for example, in my case, I went to school for marketing, but my true gift, my God-given gift that I'm blessed to recognize is writing. So wrote a few books. That's a gift that comes super. I can write better than I can speak. It comes super natural to me. It's just, you never know what opportunities lie ahead. And then learning video editing, the basics of it. And by the way, just so you know, when I export this, it's gonna go on my phone, on my Google Drive. I'm gonna edit on my iPhone.
Oh, wow.
When I started my YouTube channel, I wanted to give it 100 video commitment just to see where it goes. I'm not gonna do 10 videos. I'm gonna do 100 and just.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that you're kind of, you chose something. You're like, all right, I'm going to do it until, do it.
Yeah, exactly. And from the first video up until now, I've noticed a vast improvement of editing. So on the 50th video mark, a comic book store out here noticed, hey, I like the way you edit, or I like the way that your videos are edited. Turns out now he commissions me to read comic books, review comic books, and edit them on YouTube. He uploads them on YouTube. It's a weird career. And I'm like, I haven't touched a comic book since probably 22 years ago. I haven't touched a comic book. I watched a comic book movie, but I never touched them. And it turns out that one video I did that he uploaded on Super Bowl weekend. Today it has 24,000 views as we speak. So who knows how many thousands more views it will have.
That's amazing.
It's the power of YouTube, but it's also, I guess what I'm highlighting is, don't be afraid if you have that stirring to try something. Do it. If you fail, at least you know, versus better a oops than a what if.
That's separating the doers from the talkers. And like you said, you were interested, so you just jumped right in, made a goal. You're going towards the goal,
but never did I expect
this.
Yes, exactly.
And all the great people you've been able to meet and the opportunities, right? You just never know. You don't know, and you just have to jump in.
Oh yeah, every now and then when you shake a couple branches, you never know what's gonna fall. All I'll end it with is, hey, if you have a strange career path you think is strange but not sure, what the heck? Old ways won't open new doors, so why not? Nice.
Closing. That was great.
Thank you. All right, you guys, thank you for watching your come up, and tune in for next time. Thank you.